Beneath the quiet hive, I stood in the shadow of my childhood home, the familiar brick facade now looming like a specter of regret. The sun hung low, casting an eerie orange glow that tinted the world in shades of impending doom. It was here, in this very place, that I had been scorned for my passion, my obsession with the cursed. "You're delusional," my father had spat, seething with disdain. "You'll disgrace us all." The memory of their laughter echoed in my mind. Cruel and unforgiving, they had mocked my pursuit of the black-veined bees, those ancient harbingers said to ward off evil. In their eyes, I was a fool, a broken soul chasing shadows. But I had no choice. After exposing illegal pesticide use in the community, an act of defiance that cost me my job and shattered my reputation, I turned to the only thing that offered solace, the whispers of a forgotten lore, the promise of secrets buried in the dark. Years of isolation followed, each day spent in the company of my bees. They thrived amidst the rest of the world's ignorance, their glossy black bodies glistening like obsidian. Underneath my care, they became extraordinary, a living testament to my passion and defiance. Yet, as they flourished, so did the unsettling phenomena around them. Whispers filled the air, soft and sinister, while shadows danced just beyond the periphery of my vision. I meticulously documented each occurrence, each disappearance that echoed through the land, a testament to the darkness that thrived beneath the surface. Now, after gaining recognition in the dark corners of the apiculture community, I returned home, not as the outcast they had scorned, but as a harbinger of truth. The accolades I had earned felt like a cloak woven from fear and respect. I was no longer the fool. I was a warning. As I walked through the front door, now weathered and creaking with age, the atmosphere shifted. My mother's eyes widened, a mixture of disbelief and trepidation as she took in the sight of me, the embodiment of their ridicule, now draped in the weight of the truths I had unearthed. They looked at me with cautious eyes, skepticism still dancing on their faces, and I realized that no amount of my words would penetrate the walls they had built around their disbelief. Then, as twilight descended into a deepening abyss, the whispers began to echo through the house. They were soft at first, a gentle hum that crept under the skin. My heart raced as I watched the color drain from my family's faces. The bees, my cursed companions, had always been a part of this. It was their nature to attract the unseen. "Stop it!" my mother cried, clutching her arms as if to ward off an invisible assault. "This isn't funny." "It's not a joke," I said, desperation clawing at my throat. "I told you, they come for those who mock the darkness." Suddenly, the shadows in the corners of the room began to shift, elongating and contorting into grotesque shapes. I knew what they were, echoes of the souls who had been lost to the very phenomena I had studied. They materialized, grotesque faces twisted in an eternal scream, eyes hollow yet filled with a deep knowing. My family recoiled, eyes wide with horror. "What have you done?" My father's voice trembled as he stumbled back, the bravado of disbelief evaporating before the undeniable terror unfolding before us. "They're here for you," I whispered, the weight of their years of ridicule crashing down upon me like a wave of icy water. "You called me mad, but the truth is more terrifying than you ever imagined." The room filled with a cacophony of whispers, a chorus of lost souls, echoing the pain of their dismissals. I felt a surge of vindication mixed with dread as I watched the realization dawn on my family. They were witnessing the very horrors I had fought to expose, the darkness they had refused to acknowledge. As the shadows closed in, I stepped forward, feeling the weight of my journey coalesce within me. "You mocked what you didn't understand," I said, my voice steady but trembling with the weight of truth. "Now you must face the consequences of your disbelief." In that moment, their laughter turned to screams, and the shadows enveloped them, pulling them into the depths of their own ignorance. I stood there, a silent sentinel, watching as they confronted the darkness they had dismissed for so long. When the echoes of their cries faded into the night, I felt the weight of the world shift. I had returned not just to vindicate myself, but to unveil the truths that had been buried in the shadows. As I stepped outside, the cool night air washed over me, and I could hear the soft hum of my bees, a chorus of life amidst the darkness. I was no longer an outcast. I was a keeper of secrets, a guardian of the cursed. The world would come to know what lurked beneath the quiet hive, a truth they could no longer ignore. And as I walked into the night, I felt the whispers of the lost entwining with my own, their knowledge intertwining with my fate. The shadows, once feared, now felt like home.